Yeah. The ginger turmeric tea for the win. Bless up everybody. I know I am HINDZ, and today in hindsight, I wanted to go over something that I think is so important. How to not lose ourselves in a relationship, because this is very common. I've been there. I'm sure you've been there. And we want to preserve these beautiful relationships we step into and preserve ourselves. So we have a few points that we're going to go over today quickly. And I'm so glad that you are here. Sit back, relax. Again, this is the #1 chill spot on the internet. We have live streams, videos, we do creativity, we do we do everything over here, and we're just going to continue to evolve. So our first point of the day will be, we need to maintain our personal interests. Now, it could be a hobby, it could be a passion, it could be just an activity that brings us joy. And by maintaining these interests, we not only nourish ourselves, but we also bring forward a more richer, fuller version of ourselves into the relationship. It's like watering a plant. It thrives on its own, it blossoms, and then it shares its beauty and offerings with those around. Remember, your personal interests are probably also what attracted your partner to you. If you let go of the core ingredients that make you, that attraction may fizzle as well. So it's important to preserve our individuality. And when something is important to us, what do? We prioritize it and reserve time for that thing. Make sure you do that. Look into your calendar each week, each month, and I swear, pre-schedule time for the things that you love, because it is so easy to leave these things up to chance. And the next thing you know, we're just always with our partner, or, our time gets sucked by other people. So reserve this time for yourself and simply communicate with your partner why and how these things are important to you, so they don't think that you're just purposely avoiding them. But remember, by maintaining yourself, you get to invite people into your world, and that is a gift. I always say, you might as well be yourself undeniably, so the ones that love you can come so close, and the ones that don't they can get far away. The right partner is going to want you to build on your dreams, want to create dreams with you, and you as well for them. They will want to learn about you as the relationship goes. So to be able to preserve ourselves, this brings us to our next point, which is we need to set boundaries. Yes, set boundaries with those that you love. What is a boundary? To me, a boundary is not a wall. It's not saying, hey, get out of here. It's a guideline. They are pathways to nurture the relationship in the right direction. It allows us to know when something ends and something begins. Now, nobody likes to intrude or overstep their boundaries. Well, some do, but I'm sure majority of us are respectful human beings. So boundaries allow us to understand these lines and show respect for one another. And by setting clear boundaries, we honor our needs, our space, and our well-being. So it's really just a gentle reminder that we need to deeply love one another and also love ourselves. Boundaries require communication, honest communication, which is our next point. We need to communicate. And I know it sounds easy, can be difficult. Communication is a bridge between two humans, two souls. It's more than just sharing words, right? It's about sharing our heart's desires. It's about how we create synergy with one another that allows us to flow effortlessly. And by opening up, we create space for understanding, compassion, and deep connection. And you start to build that intuition and telepathic sense with your partner, you will know, oh, my partner needs some space, or your partner will know, oh, they need some space. It has nothing to do with me. Let's also be honest. How many of us have wanted to express something? Maybe it's our love, it's our frustration, and for some reason, we become emotionally constipated, as if the words are just right here. You could say that your throat chakra is clogged up. This is simply just because we have to exercise our communication muscles. Just like you go to the gym to get bigger muscles, communication takes discipline and effort. It takes creating the space to communicate as well. One thing I absolutely hate doing is networking at parties with loud music because there's so much going on. And for me, I don't speak that loud. So I'm not trying to yell. And to me, like, a party is an environment to like have small talk and dance. It's not really the environment to like go that deep. So I found creating the right environment to communicate is so important. And if you have something that is in your heart and your mind and your spirit that you need to bring out to your partner, cultivate the right environment to do so. And by doing this more often and setting boundaries, it will become a lot easier. Now, our fourth point is, this is very important, and a lot of us forget to do this. Stay connected to your friends and your family. They are our root, our tribe, our community. They play such a pivotal role in shaping us. It's our soil, it's our foundation. And of course, a new relationship is so exciting. There's so much chemistry. You want to be with them 24/7. But I think it's important and it's essential to remember the bonds that have nurtured us and supported us up until this point. The ones that have been there with us through the ups and downs and will still be there with us if the relationship unfortunately doesn't work out. And of course, as we get older, a lot of our connections may fizzle out due to different paths and responsibilities and a relationship. And, as you step into a strong relationship or a marriage, that person will probably be the person you spend majority of your time with. It still is important to just maintain those other relationships. I have a few friends from high school still that I don't see that often, but when we do, it's always like a different type of vibe. Like, we can joke, they remind me of things I forgot, and I just value it so much. And having friends and family also just allow us to have sound counsel. If something is going wrong in the relationship, you don't always want to isolate yourself in that. And having people you trust and people who want the best for you. Don't go to the people who don't want your relationship to work, but go to people who want the best for you. They can allow you to see things in a new light and preserve your relationship. They say the best relationships are actually the ones that have some sense of community around them, because the community can hold them together when things get rough. And on the other side of the spectrum from community, we have self-reflection, which is our next point. We need to self-reflect. It is so key in preserving ourselves and not losing ourselves in a relationship. In the hustle and bustle of life, and in just the attraction of a new romance, it's so easy to lose touch with that inner voice. And by taking moments to pause, reflect, it allows us to connect with our essence and develop our intuition. And it's just like looking in the mirror and seeing our true self is always a beautiful experience, and it allows us to understand our needs and our desires. I use meditation, journaling, going for walks, working out, quiet time, creative time. These are all tools for self-reflection. And again, if we don't schedule these things in or make them a priority, we will leave it up to chance, and the next thing you know, it doesn't happen. So schedule it in. We all have a second brain, our phone. We live in the modern era. We consume a lot. We have a lot to think about. A lot goes through our mind. So look at this as a tool. I always say our tools become obstacles if we don't know how to use it. Use this to connect, to put your ideas down, to build a business, whatever, to communicate with your partner when you're not with them, to FaceTime, to text, and then put it down. But schedule in that self-reflection time. Make sure it is a priority, and avoid codependency, which is our next point. Now, before we get into our next point, I'd like to share our sponsor of the day, Squarespace. Now, whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, let me tell you, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content, all in one place, all on your own terms. You can stretch your imagination online with Squarespace's fluid engine, built in and ready to go to unlock your creativity. Now, some of the products that I find useful myself are the flexible website templates. Squarespace provides a wide range of professional templates for every category and use case. You can easily customize your website look, update content, and add new features to make it truly unique. Another feature I find exciting is the ability to sell custom merch, creating a passive income stream that engages your audience and scales your brand at the same time. The best part is that Squarespace takes care of inventory, shipping, saving you time, money, and effort. And here's a feature that can be a game changer for entrepreneurs: appointments. With Squarespace, you can accept appointments directly on your website. Whether you're an online or offline person, you can book private sessions, workshops, or group classes. Squarespace provides everything that you need to manage your schedule, accept secure payments, and send automatic reminders, plus beautifully showcase your services. Now, if you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website or domain, go to squarespace.com/HINDZ to save 10% off your first purchase. Now back to the video. Love is all about complementing, not just completing each other. While it's so beautiful to rely on one another and let someone know, hey, I want you, I need you, I love you, it's equally important to also stay strong as an individual. I think codependency can blur the lines, making it hard to tell where one person ends and the other begins. And of course, when we come together, we create a new being, we create a union, but we still need to preserve ourselves. There's a metaphor I love that goes, two strong trees standing side by side provide better shade than one leaning on the other all the time. Codependency can cause a lot of resistance and make the other person feel suffocated looking for an escape. So it's okay to let someone know that I need you, I want you, I love you, but also let them know that, hey, I could breathe without you too. I want you, I need you, but I can breathe. It's okay. And our last point will be respect each other's differences. Sometimes in a relationship, we change our views to fit our partners. And a lot of times that happens organically because they offer a perspective and allows us to see things in a new light, which is beautiful. But sometimes we sacrifice our beliefs just to fit them. And I think diversity, it's the spice of life, it's the foundation. And in our relationships, it's the differences that bring depth, interest, and growth. And by respecting and celebrating these differences, we learn, we evolve, and we nurture our perspectives. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of a respectable debate. Plus, a difference in opinion just makes great for conversation. Imagine if everybody on this planet was exactly the same. We looked the same, we thought the same. It would be so boring. So let's be mindful of these differences. And yes, of course, we're going to want some things in common that are super important to us. But it's a balance, right? Don't lose yourself just to fit somebody else. Have them love you for who you are. Now, gardeners rotate the soil to ensure it remains fertile and fresh, right? In relationships, it's essential to embrace change and growth. The only thing that is constant in life is change. This means allowing yourself and your partner the space to also evolve and change, even if it means you're growing in different directions in different areas. If your partner is changing in ways that feels uncomfortable, you have to remember that it's uncomfortable for them too. And as you are growing and you are changing, you may require space. So it's essential that we can communicate this. Let's not cling to old versions of each other, but instead communicate that we are experiencing a lot of change within, and it may take some time for this to manifest in our external realities. Growth is uncomfortable and full of uncertainty. And I always say uncertainty has the spirit of a child because children are full of questions, right? Which means there's tons of opportunity, limitless possibilities. Embrace the change. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, oh, if I am growing, are they going to leave me? Are they still going to love me? Because at the end of the day, you are growing into a more beautiful version of yourself. And if we can honor that change and honor their change, I believe our unions will grow and be nothing short but abundant in love. So you done know in hindsight, everything is gonna be all right. Thank you for tuning in with me today. I enjoyed myself. Get in the comment section, like this video, and I will see you soon. Remember, preserve yourself because you have a unique essence to you that needs to remain intact, but welcome love into your life as well.